Hey guys, I'm here with the Joye 510 and I'm enjoying it, let me tell you. Few quick things with the Joye 510. First off, it's amazing. But let me show you what it comes with. It comes in a little white box like this. I ordered it from e-smokeytreats.com. They're a company based out in San Jose, California. I'm in New Jersey and I got this in 2 days, so that's pretty awesome. Their customer service is fantastic. Your kit comes with one wall charger. It doesn't have the USB or anything fancy, just a wall charger. I wish it came with a PCC, but it doesn't. So I need to get that because I'll talk about the battery life later, but the batteries aren't too good. But it does come with 2 manual batteries. It's got the switch on it. It comes with 2 atomizers, and it comes with 5 already loaded cartridges with whatever flavor you ordered. Say you ordered cherry, they'll probably put cherry in them. So that's pretty cool. And then it was recommended that I buy some extra cartridges, and I did that, and I bought some extra e-liquid. I bought the 5 milliliter e-liquid containers, but they don't last very long. So what I did is I did some research and I found e-smoke, and e-smoke is like in the next town over from me in Lakewood, and it's only like 20 bucks for a size like this, and supposedly this lasts you, is comparable to a carton of cigarettes supposedly. Maybe I'm naive and I just believe that, but I've got 2 bottles of it, so it's probably gonna last me a while. Excuse me. On to the review. This guy's got a manual battery, and these things are notorious for their bad battery life. That's the one negative thing about the Joye 510. It's got the manual switch, and if you can see inside here, it kind of looks like there's a hole in there, but I promise you there isn't. It just looks like that because it's dark, but it's solid in there, and it's a solid connector, so there's no way for any juice to get in here if you put it in your pocket and you don't have a case. So it works out really well. But the manual button is there, and it takes a little getting used to. Turns on the light, it activates the atomizer, and the overall size of this thing is a lot bigger than I expected. You know, because I've seen people online with it, and it looks like a cigarette, but it's actually bigger. It kind of looks like a Black & Mild almost. And I've heard my dad or my friends say that it kind of looks like I'm smoking a pen, but it's not a pen style, so I don't agree with that. Anyway, yeah, so the manual switch gets a little taken used to. Since I'm a ex-cigarette smoker, I wasn't used to it, but you get used to it and you learn to love it. And the greatest thing about it is you can hold it down and you can smoke for as long as you want. As long as your lungs can handle, you can take a huge hit off of it. So that's pretty cool. But this whole kit was about 76 bucks with shipping costs included. The shipping from e-smokeytreats was only about like $8. So you get a pretty good deal with the Joye 510 if you order from e-smokeytreats. I don't know how it is from any other places. I heard that in some places you can get it for 50 bucks or whatever. So you might want to search around. I was anxious to buy it, and e-smokeytreats was probably like the second site that I came across in review of this. There's a lot of positive reviews about it, and that's why I got this particular model. Blue Cigs was actually the first e-cigarette that I saw that got me into electronic cigarettes. So, and that's why I got the blue light, because I liked the whole blue thing. It was pretty cool. Anyway, this thing produces a cloud of vapor. I guess you saw it on the intro of the video. I was vaping it. But I hear a lot of people talk about throat hit. I'm not so concerned with throat hit, and I don't really feel much of a throat hit when I take a hit off this thing. But the vapor is awesome, and I'll show you that again. That's a cloud of vapor, and I dig it. Dig it a lot, actually. And that was probably my biggest concern with one of these things, like whether or not it produces vapor. Like, is it going to be comparable to a cigarette? That was my main question. And I'd have to say it produces vapor. It produces vapor equivalent to like the smoke of a cigar, probably, maybe. I don't smoke cigars too often to really say that truthfully, but from what I remember, that's probably what it's comparable to. But yeah, you definitely want to get the PCC for this thing because, again, the battery life isn't that great. If you're vaping constantly, it probably lasts about an hour and a half, 2 hours if you're lucky. So I still got to get the PCC. But the cool thing about these batteries is that they charge in about an hour. So if you don't have the battery, an hour later you're good to go. The cartridges are pretty big. They hold a good amount of liquid, and they can last you for a couple hours, probably about 5-6 hours if you're vaping constantly. And even when this thing is running low on battery juice and it's running low on e-liquid, it still produces a pretty fair amount of vapor up until the point until the battery dies. So I don't feel like I went wrong with this model. I really don't. This is my first one. I never had an e-cigarette before, so I technically can't really compare it to anything, but compared to some of the other reviews I've seen online of like blue cigs and the pen style, the Jandy stick or something like that, this is a pretty decent model. So if you're looking to get into e-cigs and you want a pretty good one to start off with, I'd recommend the Joye 510. What else can I mention here? Overall, it's very reliable. Like I said, it produces vapor regardless if your battery is low or your liquid is low. Produces a good hit every time. People around me like that I've switched to using this because I don't smell like smoke anymore. I'm not inhaling toxic chemicals or carcinogens that cause cancer. Propylene glycol is pretty harmless. It's considered a general food safe additive. It's in a lot of hand sanitizers and like cupcakes and cookies and things like that. It's in HBA products like lipstick and shampoos and perfumes, everything like that. I've heard it's even in antifreeze, and that doesn't sound too positive, but propylene glycol itself is pretty harmless. It's a odorless and tasteless liquid, and when it's vaporized, it's really not bad. And you can find reviews of that chemical itself online, and there's news articles that you can read that delineate all the properties and whatnot. So if you're allergic to it, which is I think a pretty common thing, you can always use vegetable glycerin, which works just as good. So that's my review of the Joye 510. I hope I did a good job. This is my first review again, so be gentle on me. And I'll show you the vapor one more time to finish up this review. Vapor. Happy vaping.